Hi guys, this is Amanda. Welcome to Mandy Pinecone Crafts. Today is January 9th, 2016. Welcome to all new viewers and welcome back to all returning viewers. It's been a busy 2 weeks for me. My husband and I just got back yesterday from a business trip for him. I will talk more later in the episode about that. So let's start off with FOs. I finished the Gather hat for my nephew, the Lock and Antler hat for my husband's boss's little ones, and then also the Pinoy Stitch periodic table cross stitch that I was working on last episode for my husband's boss. I don't have them because I was able to give them away while we were on our trip because I saw everybody. But I will post pictures in the Ravelry thread. You can find that under Mandy Pinecone Crafts. So what am I working on? First off, I've got a sockhead hat by Kelly McClure out of Cupcake Yarns. Her Seven Dwarfs set that I got 2 weeks ago, right before Christmas. And you can't see the card. And that you can find it on Cupcake Yarns is on Etsy. I'm starting off with Dock. I've got about a 1/4 inch left to do of Dock of the ribbing because I'm not going to do the full 4 inches. I'm going to do 2 because I want to be able to see all the dwarfs up. And I'm going to do it in order of how Snow White says it off their beds. So the next one's going to be Happy. I'm going to start, and then I'm going to go just up the line: Sneezy, Dopey, Grumpy, Bashful, and Sleepy. And that is living in a Seven Dwarfs bag by Bling Your String. I got it in a swap that I did with her last summer. Which I enjoy. It came with stitch markers, and I'm using one to mark the beginning of my row that's an apple. The next project is my birthday socks, which is again at a Cupcake Yarns. I'm using her Watermelon Stitch Surfer Kit. So it came with a 50 grams of the stripe and then 50 grams of the pink. I'm not doing a set of stitch surfers. I just wanted a set of plain vanilla socks. But what I'm doing the toe, heel, and cuff in the pink on this one. And then the next sock will be toe, heel, and cuff will be in the stripe with the sock just in pink. Just for something different. And that is living in a Tangled Skein CA bag from Sue. You can find her on Etsy. And then the last project I have is my Flax Light by Tin Can Knits. I'm knitting it out of Mad Tosh Merino Light in the Pop Rocks colorway. And I am, for my size, I am about 40-50 yards short of what's recommended. So I'm going to stripe in, do a couple of stripes, I think around just under the bust and around the sleeve of some Chroma by Knit Picks in the bear color, so I make sure I have enough, because I am going to lengthen the sleeves so they actually do a thumb hole on them, like Sarah of the Canadian Knitter is doing. She's knitting hers out of, I think, Posh Sock in the Button Jar Blue colorway. And that is living in my shawl size bag from the Tangled Skein CA. And that's really what I've been working on other than the hats for the last 2 weeks. and cross stitch. What else? Okay, and stash. So today is actually my birthday. So my friend Michael, who is the host of, I think it's the Gay Knitters podcast, had picked me up a skein of white birch in the Nothing Says Screw You Like a Rainbow colorway today. And then we'd actually gone down to our local LYS for me to pick out something. And then I picked up a skein of Fiber Stash in the Superwash Merino worsted in the Ice Queen colorway. And then I also picked up a couple more needles because I can't seem to find where I put mine. And then also last week, before I left, I got a package from Sue. She sent an Altoid tin with pretty paper on top, and the paper is on the inside. And then a Snowman stitch marker progress keeper. And I was using it for keeping the my cross stitch stuff when I was working on the piece for my husband's boss. So that's why it's got the needle minder on top of it. Okay, what else? Okay, I've got a coupon code from Sue. If you go to her site and use the code MandyPinecone15, you'll get 15% off your purchase of $10 or more until the 30th or 31st of March. And then I've also got a coupon code from Dawn of Cuppy Cake Yarns. If you use the coupon code Mandy Pinecone, all capital letters, she just listed her sock clubs. She's doing 2 this round. One is going to be a Disney self-striping. You can get it with or without the goodies. And then she's doing an other fandom, which is going to be like Doctor Who, I think Star Wars, something along those lines. Self-striping. If you use the Pinecone, the coupon Mandy Pinecone, all capital letters, it will give you 15% off the clubs. And those I think are open through the 20th, but she has it listed in her Etsy shop. I will put a link in the show notes to the Etsy shop. Also, I've in the Ravelry group, I had a contest open to win one of the wee bags from Sue. There was 25 or 36 posts, not counting mine. So I'm going to do a random.org number generator to get the winner of that. And so I'm going to go 2 through 36. The winner is post number 7, which is, give me one. Tara Falso, Tarafallos. The question was, what was your favorite Disney memory? Because for my 30th birthday last year, I went to Disney, and her answer was, my favorite memory is going to Disneyland when my daughter was 4 months old. We are at the changing station more times than seeing the park, and it was still magical. So if you get a hold of me, Mandy Pinecone, I will get you in hold of Sue, and you guys can work together on getting a wee bag. I use these just about anywhere. On our trip, I had one with just my wallet in it. So the last week, last Sunday, we flew out to Vegas because my husband had to go out for work, and I could tag along. So we got back yesterday morning. So we went and he had meetings so I walked around a little bit. And then we had I worked I had the weekend off after Christmas and worked straight through until Saturday night. So Saturday night I came home, packed everything, finished up the cross stitch, and then we flew out first thing Saturday morning. Monday, my brother, sister-in-law, and their two little kids came up from Arizona, so I got to spend the day with them. I hadn't gotten a chance to meet my sister-in-law and niece and nephew yet because my brother is in the Marines and has not got a chance to come home since before my niece was born. So it was nice to be able to see them and play with the little ones. My niece is 4. My nephew is just turned 1 right before Christmas. And then we had a couple dinners with his coworkers, things like that. Got to walk around the casinos and all that. It was a lot of fun, but it's nice to actually be home. And then got home yesterday, got some of the things done after a nice long trip done. Today is my birthday, so I've done absolutely nothing today other than run to the LYS with my friend Michael, and then and grab coffee with him, and now just recording. From that, and then the rest of this video is going to be on winter camp. If you don't know what winter camp is, it's a knit-along, sort of, like the Down Cellar Studios Pink Skin Party put on by Sarah the Canadian Knitter. And then there are 8 cabin leaders now, I think. There's 8 cabin leaders. Sign-ups are, you can still sign up for Team Puffin, which I'm hosting. And then there's Team Polar Bear, which is Sarah. Snowy Owl, which is Jen of the Uncreative Crafter. And then you've got Arctic Wolf, which is Jessica of Serenova Crafts, I think. Let me get this. You've got Amanda of Stitching You and More. Sue, which Amanda's Team Panda. You've got Sue, which is Team Arctic Fox of the Two Tangled Skein podcast. You've got Andrea, who is the Cat Lady podcast. And then Lynn from Two Tangled Skein, the other host of Two Tangled Skeins, which is Team Armin. Andrea is Team Arctic Wolf. And then you have Puffin, which is the day campers. You can still sign up for Team Puffin. You're not entered to be a lot of the prizes, but you get, instead of doing each month, for everybody that hits 50 points, they'll be put into a drawing for patterns. And at the end, if you finish a project in all 3 months, you will win a needle holder from me, a DPN holder that has Olaf in it, and then 25 mini skeins from Cupcake Yarns, 5 from Disney's Inside Out, 5 from Disney's Aladdin, and then 10 from Snow White, because it has Snow White, the 7 Dwarfs, Evil Queen, and Poison Apple. I showed them off last episode. Make sure when you're calculating your points, even if you're an gram over the 50 grams, you take that points for whatever the weight is under 50 grams. We're getting a lot of people that aren't taking it, but we don't care. We want you to get as many points as possible. So even if it's you use 101 grams, add up 2 for the 100, 2 sets of points. So if you're using worsted, you get 9 points for each 50 grams. So you'd get 18 points for the 100 because you're getting it twice. And then for under 50 grams, you get 4. So you'll get 22 for that project. And the projects have to be over 10 grams. For anything under 10 grams, you get a point per object. That includes your blanket squares. I didn't work on mine this week. For anybody in Team Puffin, or for the first person in Team Puffin that in the chatter thread puts the answer to what I did for my 30th birthday in the thread, will get 31 points just because. I want to give away some points for my birthday. So I'm going to show what other I'm working on. The antler hat was my blue and hat or something for your head for this month. So I'm going to knit I think the Merrick hat by Amanda Swarzy. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think I'm going to end up using the Snow Queen, or I've got a skein of Cascade 220 in the magenta colorway. I'm going to use either or. I haven't decided yet. For bonus points for January. For February, for my bonus points, you have to use January's is hats or something for your head, blue or purple, and then featured designer. For February, it is anything for your neck, red, pink, or orange, and then the featured designers. For January, for February, for featured designers, color, and then this object, I'm going to knit the Across Your Pond shawl by Mina Phillips. So I'm going to use this lovely pink Juliana fibers. It's in the carousel colorway for the main body, and then for the edging, this teal, which is getting blown out, tonal from Rachel of Love Knot. So I'm calling this one my Across the Border shawl because Juliana is Canadian, while Rachel is from the States. And that's my big project for February. So also I've got to do a pair of socks for my friend Tanya out of some Night Owl fibers in the My Favorite Things colorway. I'm knitting a set of socks for her. I will have the needles for that next week because part of my birthday gift for my husband was a couple sets of sock rockets because those are what I prefer for my socks. For my project for March, which is for it's hands or feet, and the colors have to be yellow or green. I'm going to knit a set of socks by Java Pearl. I don't know which set yet, but I'm going to use this lovely Lorna's Laces in the Clara Garden colorway, I think. Oh, I don't have the label. But yeah, I think it's a pretty pink and yellow and white color. I don't know what pattern I'm going to use for it. She's got a couple new ones coming out and I'll probably take a look and then pick for that. So that counts for all 3 bonus points for March. And then whenever I finish the hat in my sweater, I'll count those. But that's really my big plans for camp. Let's see what I can finish up. I might add a couple Voodoo You Love Me's in there somewhere. I'm also doing a project along in the Cuppy Cake Yarns group. She's doing, you had to post pictures of 3 different yarns you wanted to use, and you'll get points to get a free skein of yarn from her, from Dawn. And that is about it. I will see you guys. I should record next week. I just don't know if when it's going to be. I work most of this week, coming week, and then I work next weekend. So I don't know if it's going to be. I might end up recording a week from Monday. But we'll see on that. I think that is it. Have a good week, everybody. Bye.